some noise for your amazing host.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sandals Church Kids. Here at Sandals Church, we are all about the vision of being real with ourselves, God, and others. My name is Chanel, and this is my friend,
Joelle, and we're excited that you're here today for our series called Detour.
Detour is a series all about the Israelites as they wander through the wilderness.
During this series, we've been going through the books of Exodus and Numbers as we talk about fire on a mountain, complaining Israelites, and cows made of gold.
We've been learning stories about faithfulness, God's justice, and mercy. Let's check out what's coming up.
Coming up.
So, we lost the instructions. Looks like we're just gonna have to wing it. Find out how on this final round of Detour.
Good luck, Joel. Hopefully you don't need these pieces.
Moving right along, here's what we're going to do today. First, we're going to start off with a fun video. We'll worship together and then hear a Bible story and a story from a real person, someone you may even know, about how you can be real just like Jesus.
But before we hear our story, it's time for one of our favorite segments called
Pre-Show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mail Time, and I'm here with Mrs. Coyote and I'm Mr. Coyote, and we have something very special to show to you guys. So, we received the largest piece of mail that we have ever received.
Huge.
It is from a campus, and the campus probably knows which campus they are that sent us the largest piece of mail.
It's so big. We've never seen this in the history of Mail Time, but it's so
History.
big, it had to be hand-delivered by our very own
We weren't sure if we should say your last name.
Sarah G. You know who she is. She is the kids lead at Sandals Church Woodcrest.
Yes.
Should we reveal
I think
what she
we need
brought?
to protect
Spread
Robot
out.
Jeff.
Spread out.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Check
ready?
out the letter, one letter that they sent our way. Oh my goodness. I think this is probably from every single, Mr. Coyote, where'd you go? Mrs. Coyote, can you see things under there? I don't think the camera can even show all of these letters. So let's just maybe pick a few. I think this is signed by every single kid at Woodcrest, which is the coolest thing ever. This is from Alexis, and she says, "Thank you for teaching us about Jesus." Ooh, it says, "What is your favorite dinosaur?" My favorite dinosaur is the Diplodocus. What's yours?
I just like the word compy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know that's actual
Compass,
name.
yeah.
Wait, Tucker says he lives in Oregon, but he's staying for a week and visiting, so he got to sign this. Tucker from Oregon, thanks for visiting and thanks for signing.
Tucker, this is you right here. Okay, this is from Elliot, who's 10, and he's going to camp. That's so awesome.
Okay, over on this side right here, it looks like someone named Skylar drew a picture of Louis Letter.
I love what Sydney wrote, because Sydney just wrote Sydney. That's all it says.
That's bold.
Hi, I'm Presley. I'm 11 years old, and I was wondering what a panda mixed with a leopard would be like.
Leopard.
A lander.
Alanda.
Alanda.
Sure.
Okay, look how big the letter is. They had to tape it together. This is probably two different services right here.
Okay, I think Marissa asked, do you like chips and salsa?
Who's she asking?
Well, if she's asking anyone, obviously I'm a huge fan of chips and salsa.
I like the band better. Hi, my name is Kelly. I love cats, and she drew a cat right there.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi, my name is Lily, and I love dogs. Ooh, Lily drew right next to Kelly and said, I like dogs, you like cats.
All right.
Ooh, this one is from Cole and Chloe, and they're asking us what our favorite color is. My favorite color is leopard. It's like a panda and leopard with spots. Okay, I'm excited about this one from Kate because it says, can you? That's all, and Kate.
But can you?
Yes.
That is the question we were asking.
Kate, we can.
You?
My guess is that Kate's parents came right after she said you, and said, sorry, Kate, we gotta go. High five.
Well done.
We just read through the world's largest letter, Sandals Church Woodcrest.
Great job.
That was so awesome. I love that you guys decided to all sign one piece of paper and send it our way. Sarah G, you are awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. We love reading your mail. We've got to figure out maybe the smallest letter we can possibly send to you, and we'll hand deliver it to you.
We got it.
So we'll do the smallest letter, you do the biggest. Man, that's so cool. So Anaheim sent us a bunch of letters, and Woodcrest sent us a bunch of letters. I wonder who else might send us some letters.
That's 2 campuses.
That's 2 campuses.
There's a lot of you.
Well, we'll see what happens, and we'll see you next time for another round of Mail Time. Bye.
Bye.
Next up, we're going to jump into a time of worship together, which means we're going to sing some songs that remind us of how awesome God is.
This is a great opportunity for you to connect with God by singing out loud and praising Him.
Take a moment and get real with yourself and with God. Do you need to share anything with God, or maybe just thank Him? Pray about these things before we worship.
And while you worship, feel free to close your eyes and raise your hands and maybe even clap and dance around. Whatever you want to do to connect with God works just fine. Now, let's worship together.
In the darkness, you are righteous. Jesus, you are the rightful King. Never changing, never failing. You've never given up on me. You will take the throne. Up a shout for the God I love deserves His praises loud. So I will praise His name, praise His holy name, praise His name. Whoa. Every heart, every tongue confess the glories of His righteousness and praise His name. Here we go. In the darkness, you were righteous. Jesus, you are the rightful King. Never changing, never failing. You've never given up on me. You'll take the throne forever. All will bow and say, we will worship you forever young, forever free. So lift up a word, raise up a shout. For the God I love deserves His praises loud. So I will praise His name, praise His holy name, praise His name. Whoa. Every heart, every tongue confess the glories of His righteousness and praise His name. Oh, we might seem small singing in this room, but we aren't alone. No, we join in a choir of believers, billions strong. We sing, praise His name, praise His holy name, praise His name. Whoa. Every heart, every tongue confess the glories of His righteousness and praise His name. Praise His name, praise His holy name, praise His Whatever may come, whatever may pass, he's good. He's so, so good to me. He's so good, 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 good. He's so good, 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 good. He's so good. God is so, so good to me. Whatever may come, whatever may pass, he's good. He's so, so good to me. He's so good. God is so, so good to me. Whatever may come, whatever may pass, he's good. He's so, so good to me. He's so good, 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 good. He's so good, 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 good. He's so good. So good.
Okay, everyone, it's the time you've been waiting for, our Bible story, which comes from the book of Numbers in chapter 20, Sticks, Stones, and Groans. We'll see how even Moses sins against God by being disobedient to his commands.
This week, we'll see how God shows us mercy, and that means we can worship the only true God. Roll the dice because we're taking a detour in
3, 2, 1.
Imagine if you were outside one hot summer day and your little sibling was complaining about how hot it was and said that she was thirsty. She was too little to get her own water, so your dad asked you to go inside and get her a cup of ice cold water.
You went inside, and as you were getting the water, you thought about how frustrated you were. You honestly didn't want to have to get your sibling water. They just ruined the fun you'd been having outside.
So instead of being loving to your sister, you were being selfish. So you went outside, and instead of giving the cup of water to your sister, you poured it into her pockets.
Now obviously you'd get in trouble even though you had given your sister the water, right? You hadn't done it in a loving way like your dad had wanted you to. Did you know something similar happened to Moses and the Israelites in the Bible? So let's take our next turn and see what happens.
Our story left off with the Israelite spies exploring the promised land, and the Israelites being told by God that only their children would be able to enter the promised land because they had complained and didn't trust God.
A little while later, the Israelites were still in the desert wilderness. Again, they complained to Moses about being there. They were mad and frustrated that they didn't have water or the kind of food that they had in Egypt where they were slaves. They complained about what God was doing.
So Moses and his brother Aaron went to the tabernacle to talk with God. God told Moses to gather the Israelites and speak to a rock. And then he said that he would make water flow out from that rock for the Israelites to drink.
So Moses gathered the Israelites around the rock God had showed him. But instead of doing what God said, he raised a ruckus at the Israelites for complaining. Moses said that he would do a miracle and hit the rock twice with his walking stick.
Water came out and the Israelites were able to drink it. Although water came out of the rock like God had said, Moses had gone against what God told him to do. Moses made it seem like he was the one leading the Israelites and doing miracles for them, not God.
God told Moses that because he did not honor God by obeying him, Moses wouldn't be allowed to go into the promised land, just like the rest of his generation of Israelites.
Yikes, Moses had messed up big time. He had been angry, so he put himself in God's place instead of giving the glory to God for how God was providing for the Israelites. But even so, God was still faithful to the Israelites.
He gave them water from the rock, even when Moses sinned and the Israelites had complained. Throughout our whole series, we've seen over and over again how the Israelites complain and sin against God.
And over again, we've seen how God continued to provide for them and give them everything they needed. God is faithful to us now, just like he was to the Israelites thousands of years ago.
God's faithfulness is why he gave us his son Jesus to die on the cross for us. That's why the one thing to remember is God is faithful even when we're not.
Being faithful to God by obeying him is kind of like building this birdhouse. I got this birdhouse kit the other day. It looks like these are the directions, but I've seen people do this a bunch of times, so I don't think I really need them. This shouldn't be too difficult, so let's get started. You know, the best foundation for every house is the roof, so we'll start with that. Maybe throw a couple dabs of glue on there. It might also be helpful to get a washer dryer. It looks like the glue isn't holding up too well, but fortunately I have some tape. We'll just put that all over the house. Maybe a chimney for our house, because you know our birds love a good fire at home, so we'll put that right there. Birds love to study, so we'll put the study right here. Maybe get some glue to put it down. Yeah, that'll work. And oh, every good birdhouse needs a tire swing. It looks like we got some rope, so we'll put that right here on the side yard, not the backyard. There, that works too. And we have finally 3 more pieces, so that will fit perfectly for our doors. So we'll put one on our front door. Of course, we need a back door. And we know the birds fly and they need a roof entrance as well, so we'll put that last door right on the roof, right there. Well, I think we're done. Let's double check. Yeah, that's not a birdhouse. Wow, I was sure I was doing the right thing, but I guess I didn't know how to do it after all. Building that birdhouse reminds me of us. Sometimes in life, we think we know the best way for us to live, so we think we don't need to go to God. But the truth is, no one can know the right way to live without God. God is the only one who can decide what the right way is in the first place. But there are some people that think they can just guess and try to live a good life without God. It's as silly as trying to make the birdhouse without the directions. It will just end up in a big mess that doesn't work. That's why we need to do what God says and live life his way. That's why we can obey God.
Hi, my name's Nick, and I want to tell you about a time when I obeyed God. When I was 7 years old, I went to a friend's birthday party. I was standing in line to go down a water slide, and I bumped into a boy in front of me. He got very angry. He even spun around and did like a jujitsu kick and kicked me in the chest. Now, I could have pushed him back, and honestly, I had every right to. In fact, I was like a whole foot taller than him. But in that moment, I remembered something. Jesus says, love your enemies. So instead of getting angry or doing something mean back to him, I took a moment and as calmly as I could, I said, hey man, let's not fight. Let's be friends. And you know what happened? He turned back around, he looked me in the eyes and he said, okay. No way, I was like totally surprised by his answer, but I was so thankful that he took me up on this offer. And we ended up playing together the rest of the afternoon. And that's how Johnny and I became best friends, all through elementary and middle school. Throughout those years, we did beach days together and tons of sleepovers. But then 5 years ago, Johnny got into an accident and he passed away. And although it was a really sad time, I was so grateful for all those years we spent together. I was thankful that I had asked him to be friends all those years ago. You see, obeying God and doing what he says isn't easy. But when we do, good things come from it. And that moment at the birthday party, I made a tough choice. But my decision caused me and Johnny to go through from being enemies to being friends. Just like I obeyed Jesus and showed love to someone who was angry with me, you guys can obey God too.
The Bible says in Exodus 34:6, "The Lord is a God who shows mercy and is kind. The Lord doesn't become angry quickly. The Lord has great love and faithfulness." We have an amazing God that we get to follow.
God is always faithful and loyal to us. Even when we mess up, he loves us so much, and we can see the proof of that right in the Bible, over and over and over again. That's why the one thing to remember is God is faithful, even when we're not.
You have called me on a journey that lasts a whole life long. I can't do it on my own, but you are faithful to make me strong. Every valley set before me, every mountain that I climb, you go out before me. You go out before me, 'cause you are faithful. You're always faithful. Every promise that you make is a promise that you keep. You will never run away, and you never give up on me. We lift your name up, we lift your name up. You never give up, you never give up. We lift your name up, we lift your name up. You never give up, you never give up. We lift your name up, we lift your name up. You never give up, you never give up. We lift your name up, we lift your name up. You never give up, you never give up. You are faithful, you are faithful, always faithful, always faithful. Every promise that you make is a promise that you keep. You will never run away, and you never give up on me. You are faithful, always faithful. You will never run away, and you never give up on me.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. Let's check out our verse from this series from Exodus chapter 34, verse 6. It says, "The Lord is a God who shows mercy and is kind. The Lord doesn't become angry quickly. The Lord has great love and faithfulness."
And remember, the one thing for today is God is faithful even when I'm not.
And what can we do about that? We can obey God.
Now, these are some awesome things to think about this week. Maybe even do it with your family and friends. To continue your experience, grab your Get Real guide at the button below this video on sandalskids.tv.
Parents, we have something great for you too. Grab your Get Real guide that helps kickstart conversations about this weekend's message, as well as some simple next steps for you to do together as a family.
Follow us on Instagram at Sandals Kids for more information and fun from Sandals Church Kids.
We hope you guys have a great rest of your week and continue living out the vision of being real. We'll see you next week.